Sens Central standout number 1, Pilsy. I will go to you. And as I snap it over to you, give me 2 more names because I've got Brady, I've got Timmy. We said Thomas Chabot. Who else did we say?
Ridley. Just because he hasn't had them yet. He's the young guy.
Yeah, true. That's a smart choice, Martian. Yes.
And because he got sent down. No spoilers to our news. Him, Mark Kastelic as well. And Matt Sogard. So I guess they'll get some games in. For Casty, It's probably like, because he's coming back from injury, it's almost like a free conditioning stint. And Belleville does have a week off after this weekend, so it's not like he's going down to play 3 and 4 or anything like that. So it's great to see. Pilsy, your number 1 standout from this game.
I mean, you're passing it to me. I'm taking the low-hanging fruit here. Actually, there's 2 options that could be really good. So I guess it's not that low-hanging. I'm going with Brady Tkachuk, though. I mean, captain shit right here. It doesn't get personified what Ottawa Senators fans want their leader to be more than Brady Tkachuk. Not only does he score the game-winning goal, he hits the over shots. We all love that, Martian. I know you love that as well.
I really love that, especially on a game-winning goal.
Yeah, especially. It was a triple whammy for me. Brady shots over, regulation win, and money line. So that's my guy right there at FanDuel.
You should just use the what you want and buy a Brady Tkachuk jersey. Like he deserves that, Bills.
Yep, I really should get on that. I don't have a Brady jersey.
That is gotta be your next one. And Pilsy, for the second time in the last 2 weeks, Brady's 4th shot on goal to hit the over at FanDuel is a game-winning goal.
Yep, legendary, absolutely legendary. And not only that, Ross,
shit.
but he has the wherewithal to not get tricked by these little Habs guys buzzing around him, trying to get him in the penalty box for 5 minutes. He just gets the fly swatter out, get out of here, and moves on. That's smart because at the end of a period, things can get heated. Jack-Eye even got a couple tosses in, a couple side long hooks in. So that could have pissed Brady off. He says, nope, I'm better than this. I don't need to be meddling with these Habs players. So that is captain shit right there. Brady Tkachuk is my first SensCentral standout. I love that guy.
And after a goal and an assist in tonight's game, Brady Tkachuk is up to 20 points in 24 career games against the Montreal Canadiens, 45 penalty minutes, averaging just under 18 minutes per game. Absolutely fantastic the way you all broke that down, Pilsy.
I love that.
I was deciding what word to use at the end there, and I was going to go with dude, player, and then I was like, nope, guy. I love that guy.
I love the guy. Martian, what do you have for your first SensCentral standout?
Ross, I really just want to do you the courtesy here. I'm going to let you take it. I got to. I know I don't have to. I just feel like being polite just because I feel like my guy's going to be there after you're done.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
About you being nice?
About you going next.
Oh, you want me to just go next? I thought you were going to leave me a guy. No, you can't.
I'm just handing it off to the host here. Our good host, Ross Levitan, Locked On Senators podcast. Please take the next SensCentral standout.
No, because that's awkward. Because what if I go somewhere? What if I step on your toes? Because now I have to. Okay, fine.
He has steel-toe boots on. You can't step on his toes.
I ruined the flow of the Sensors of standout. I realize that, but
yeah, well, we clip these now as its own standalone video, so you're really wasting people's time here.
Martian tries to do something nice and gets shit on here.
I know.
He comes into my house. I invite him to eat, go up and help himself to the buffet, and instead of doing it, now he's wasting it. Now it's getting cold.
Dude, that is the worst. You're right. I should go.
Wait. I know we want to move on, but I have another analogy. Ross and Liam's Martian are in a driver's ed car. Ross is driving the bus, and then Martian, he's got the wheel on the other side. He's like, no, we're going this way. And they're just steering into each other's wheels.
I call it a Canadian standoff where two people are going to enter the same entryway, and you just, neither of them wants to let the other go because they both want to be polite. But sorry, Ross. Go ahead.
Please go ahead.
Okay, I'll go.
Should I go?
I'm gonna go. You want to go? Okay, I'm taking it. You ready? And it's not going to be the lower hanging fruit. Sorry. I know we always use that analogy. I'm taking the guy who I promised I would always take as my standout when he scores a goal for the Ottawa Senators. Alex DeBrincat.
Nice.
Boys, when he scores goals, this team wins games. They're 12-1-1 when he scores when he scores a goal, correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, update the stat.
That's a fantastic stat to have as a goal scorer who came in as a big pickup in the offseason. He's done nothing, when he scores goals, this team goes well. And for me, tonight he did his job. He scored that ever coveted goal, and it was again 2 games in a row now where it's been a goal scorer, beat the goalie clean, sniper's goal. He's shooting that puck with authority. I know there's been jokes made about him during the Sens skills competition. He did the hardest shot. I think he came out with an 83 on his first attempt, which is,
Stutzle should have won that one. Come on.
Yeah, maybe not the hardest shot ever you expect from a guy who's a coveted 40 goal scorer. But for me, when he can put the puck in like that, I love to see that. So for me, DeBrincat's my standout tonight, boys. And I hope he's okay. He did take a bit of a spill there at the end of the third period, and he looked like he was a little dinged up. I can't remember if he ended up coming back out after the fact, but I'm going to have to give it to him because I promised you guys I would. And as I've said in the past, when he scores goals, the Ottawa Senators will have a way better chance of winning games, and that's statistically proven now with a larger sample size at this point.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, I got to go with Tim Stutzle to lead it off. I mean, how can I not? 4 points for Timmy Superstar tonight. The guy is just getting better and better. He's getting booed at the Bell Center. An honor saved for, anybody, because Habs fans just don't even know how to act when in large crowds or in the public. But Tim Stutzle now has 49 points in 46 games, over a point per game, ties his season total in goals from last year in 30 less games. Incredible accomplishment for him. He was also minus 27 last year. After tonight, what's he at? Because he was -9 and then he was +1. So -8, certainly an improvement. But I just thought off the puck, he was awesome today. He gallops through the neutral zone. I thought all in all, fantastic performance from Tim Stutzle. Not his best night in the dot, a nice 0%, although he didn't take too many. Gonna pull it up right here, although I'm sure Pillsy was all over it. 0 for 6 in the dot tonight for Tim Stutzle. Not ideal, but overall, he made some highlight reel plays. He scores some clutch goal, and then he feeds the captain for the game winner at the end. Tim Stutzle is my first SensCentral standout. Presented by the Pub.
Who had Alex DeBrincat winning more faceoffs than Tim Stutzle tonight on the bingo card? Nobody.
Not me.
50% for Alex DeBrincat, which tells me he probably took 2.
Yeah.
I've got it right here. Yeah, 1 for 2. Nice call, Mark.
Thank you.
Can we go snake style?
Yeah, sure.
Claude Giroux.
He had another one loaded. I knew it.
Nice.
Dude, I love Claude Giroux. I love that guy.
I love the guy.
I love that guy.
I love the guy. Claude Giroux took 14 faceoffs, won 9 of them. Obviously gets a goal in this game as well. He's just such a leader. They panned over to the bench, and multiple times he's standing there with Greg and with DeBrincat too, saying, I want you here, I want you there. Let's keep it rolling. And I thought that his leadership helped keep them calm in the third period as well. I just thought, whenever he's on the ice, I'm just calm. I know that he makes smart plays defensively. He has a high work rate. He creates turnovers. He's just a player that is a joy to have on the team you cheer for. When he was on the ice tonight, Sens score a goal, the other team doesn't, right? Just all in all, he does the little things out there. Just an absolute treat. Claude Giroux is my second SensCentral standout.
That's beautiful, Ross, and that's your guy. So,
as Sean says, he wins the final faceoff with 14 seconds left. Clean win.
So massive.
Huge. Yeah, that's actually
We've talked about that, how in years past they haven't had that automatic guy. Like Pajot's probably the closest that they've had, and even him, he's like a career 54, 55. Drew's at like 60%, man. He's one of the best of this generation, and he's been out there in every key faceoff he's the guy, and he never gets kicked out of the circle either. I don't know if that's the respect that he has.
I was going to say,
I think that's him and the refs have a good relationship. I think he talks to them all the time. He talks to everybody out there. Let's be honest, but I think that him and except for Ridley Gregg, because of course we know the comments that he made in the media about Gregg not talking. But yeah, Claude is just one of those guys that he's just a chatterbox out there. I'm sure the refs love him.
And before we move on from this, talking about that draw, that was so funny. The camera zoomed in on Dorion, and Dorion's pissed that DJ Smith isn't calling a timeout. He's like, "What? Why are we calling timeout here? What?" And then, of course, DJ calls one right after. But I just thought that was a hilarious reaction from Dorion.
Did you boys see this photo? Our guy Christian Tremblay submitted it to Sens Picks That Go Hard. Oh my God. Brady Tkachuk after the game-winning goal.
Oh, man. That is definitely Sens pick that goes hard. Wow.
The only problem is that Jackie's halfway between the boards and his own net, unfortunately missing the photo as well. So the pucks and defensive assignments aren't the only thing that Jackie missed in this game.
No. That photo is so great.
That goes so hard.
Yeah, I love that.
Is fantastic. I have a hard time describing it without using vulgarities. So
if only Brady's stick wasn't in the way there, then it would be picture perfect.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, boys, that is pure captain shit. What we're looking at right there.
Of course, you're up number 2. Would you like to go? Or hand it over to Pilsy? You gonna hand it over to Pilsy?
No, I'm not going to be that nice, Pilsy. Sorry, I really want to talk about this guy because I never give him enough shine. And I mean, we're talking about now. This is what is it? Our 4th or 5th SensCentral standout, and we've got a guy sitting here with a 3-point night on his hands. Ooh. And I'm talking about the defenseman Thomas Chabot, our steady Eddie, who's been around for a long time on this team. He's the guy that we always look to be that kind of stalwart on the defensive end. And tonight, he did have his classic few hiccups, a couple bad high sticking penalties, and maybe say what you will, but overall, Thomas Chabot did his job well tonight, really well. And another night where we're talking about him playing under 25 minutes, which I think is that exact sweet spot that he needs to be playing in. He played 23-46 tonight, which is a good amount of minutes for most defensemen, but for him, that's a light night. And that's kind of where we want to see him there in that 24-minute range. And that's 3 assists for Thomas Chabot. At least a few of them were primary, the one for sure. But yeah, I mean, Thomas Chabot, boys, he's pretty great out there offensively. So he's going to be my standout out there. And of course, another Quebecois player who's getting it done against those Habs. And that's just another, nail in the coffin of those Habs that we like to see. Just another little prick in the wounds of the Habs. So I'm going with Thomas Chabot out here tonight.
Love it, Martian. That was going to be my choice. That's a good one. Although, didn't love how he was so easily picked off on. I think it was the first Harvey Pinard goal.
Only positive vibes, Pilsy. Positive Pilsy only.
Okay, yes, that's true.
We don't want to talk about those.
Yes, okay, we don't need to talk about that. Sick into positivity then. I will continue the Francophone train here. As Ross went Claude Giroux, you went Thomas Chabot. I'm going Matthieu Joseph here. This is a guy that he was stuck in the doghouse. He was eating kibble. He was whining and scratching at the door at night, wanting to be let in. And he gets a big opportunity. He goes from the doghouse to sitting on a silk velvet fluffy bed inside, getting to play on the top line with Brady Tkachuk and Tim Stutzle. And I thought he's been pretty good lately here. I mentioned how I really liked how he uses the position of his body to slow up, let the other attackers come in, and basically force the defender to be stuck on him. He gets 2 assists in this one, and he had a really good shorthanded breakaway chance. That was so close. It was very similar to Matthieu Joseph's other goal, where he got a goal on a 3-on-5 penalty kill.
Yeah.
And this was a 4-on-5, so not as crazy, but he had the breakaway opportunity and he made a really good effort there. So I've really been liking Matthieu Joseph's game lately here.
Yeah, and that assist on that Timmy goal was sweet, right? Where he you could see him, he crossed the blue line, he looked up, he saw Timmy streaking, he stopped up, and nobody expected, he's not necessarily the guy you look at as like that ultra skilled player who's going to make this, fantastic spin rim a pass, but that's exactly what he did. So you got to give him credit there. And I'm not going to do what you were to do to Thomas Chabot and talk about his blow-by in the defensive zone when the Habs scored that 4-4 goal, because to me that was just egregious at that time of the game for him to not bear down defensively. But I won't stomp on your standout, Pilsy.
Merci.
Merci beaucoup.